Growing up where I came from, it's very difficult for one to think that they have any hope. Growing up in Fifth Ward, I have witnessed countless amount of things that can literally scar you for life. I've seen drugs being manufactured. I've seen visual prostitution. I've seen people get shot at. I've seen people do shooting. I have witnessed almost anything you can think of. We grew up poor. My mother did the best she can, but it was just my brother and I. With no male presence in the house, I had all the odds stacked against me. However, God had a different plan. God had a different way of He had me to navigate my life. I grew up not a Rhodes Scholar. I'm relatively smart, but I wasn't as serious as I possibly could be. And what's interesting, as a young man, my major focuses were basketball and girls. The way to get to, before he was Pastor G, just GT, just G Money, was give him a basketball or give him a girl. And ironically enough, I got drew to the church by the girl I was dating at the time. That was my first real experience with God, because my mother raised us Catholic, and the only thing I really liked about the Catholic Church, no offense, is that you're in and out in less than an hour. So as I got a little older, I knew that that was not a form of Christianity and a form of worship that I could gravitate towards. So as I am navigating and learning about who I am, I was introduced to God just by way of trying to engage with the person in which I was dating at the time. So as I came to church and got to experience what true worship is, how men should love God, how men should take care of their business, I gained a unique perspective of how the world actually works. Because the men I grew up around taught me how to survive from a street perspective. They showed me different ways to make sure I can take care of my business, how to fight and how to do all these other things. However, it was a huge gaping void on what a man of God looks like. And I didn't get that true experience until I was relatively 16, 17 years old. And after I got close to the fire, I testify just like Jeremiah. It got shut up in my bones to the point where I couldn't contain it and I couldn't hold it. And as I started to take this journey with God, things started to shift. Things started to happen. And how my life took its one of dynamic pivots was when I was told that I'd be having a son. At 21 years old, I was thinking, Garland, what are you gonna do? So I had to give up the basketball hoop dream to get serious about taking care of my responsibilities and my business. And at that moment forward, I started at Lone Star College. I went to Prairie View A&M University, one of the greatest HBCUs this side of heaven. And I went on to ascertain my bachelor's in finance with a minor in accounting. I furthered that journey and went on and got a master's of accounting, both at Prairie View A&M University. And when I got really serious about my call and my walk with God, I knew that in order to further do what God desired me to do, I had to get not only the Holy Spirit, but also the academic rigor of how to be a trained theologian. So my journey took me all the way to Richmond, Virginia, where I attended the Samuel DeWitt Proctor School of Theology at Virginia Union University. And I obtained my master's in divinity. And right now I'm currently pursuing my doctorate degree at United Theological Seminary, but my focus is on preaching and liberation on how men and women are responsible for the words in which we utter. And I'm not saying all this just to toot my own horn, but what I am wanting someone to hear right now is that you can grow up in strange places. You can grow up with the odds stacked against you. However, God has a purpose and a plan for you that can take you from places in which that seemingly no one is doing anything in which you want to do. And God has a way of grabbing us and plucking us out of those conditions and environments so that you can go on to achieve great and remarkable things. But when you do it, don't forget where you are. Don't forget where you come from. I tell everyone I meet, everywhere I go, I'm from Fifth Ward in Houston, Texas. I'm not ashamed of the environment in which I was raised in, because I believe these moments shape me to be the man in which you see before you today. So I want to encourage somebody who may be listening right now, who may feel as if they are in a wild place, they are in an impoverished place, they are dealing with abandonment or seemingly hopelessness and don't know where to move or where to go. I want to let you know right now that there is nothing good about me, nothing better about me than it is with you. So just know that just like God did it for me, I am certain that God can do it for you. Continue to trust God. Continue to bet against the odds and continue to pursue purpose, because I am certain God has a plan for your life. Peace.